touch. I call David Bennett.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. That speech isn't worth commenting on, but we have got a changing world out there, and there is something that it is especially heartening to see the public of New Zealand understand the change that is going on in New Zealand and around the world. And they see a government that understands that change, is part of that change, and is leading that change in a positive and constructive way. They see a government that is getting its house in order, that has got through the worst recession in our generation, that has started on the rebuild of Christchurch, a government that understands what needs to be done for its people, a government that has a wide ambit of knowledge and understanding of what can be done for New Zealanders going forward. It is a positive, future-looking, aspirational government. It is what the people of New Zealand have demanded for years, and they have finally got. On the other side, we have an opposition that cannot get out of the trenches. They look behind themselves all the time. They have no vision, no understanding, and no comprehension of the modern world. They live in an environment where they think everything should be protected as it was in 1950. They think that everybody should have the same job that they had 20 years ago. They think that everybody should have the same income that they had 20 years ago. They do not live in the modern world, and that will be the difference at this election. The public will go out there and look at a government that will deliver and build a stronger future, or an opposition that will try and attack and demean New Zealanders going forward, and the public will not accept the approach of the opposition. Often we hear in our city, like other cities, about the loss of jobs, and people say, this is terrible that there have been loss of jobs. Well, they are. Nobody wants to see anybody lose their job. But there is the development of the workplace, there is the development of new jobs that come into each city, like Hamilton, for example, where the number of people employed has increased in the last few years, where the participation rate in the workforce has increased over the last few years. There are more people working, more people looking for work, and more people getting jobs. That does not mean that there won't be any change in employment in the state of where somebody has been working. A great example was a few weeks ago, Kodak. Everyone remembers Kodak, that great company which just filed for bankruptcy recently. It had 145,000 people working for in its heyday. It was huge. It was a world brand. Everybody knew Kodak. But it didn't understand the digital market. It didn't pick where the market went in the products that it provided, and it went under. When something like Instagram that's got Facebook has just recently bought for about $1 billion, that shows the development and change that you see in a modern society and in a modern economy. We can't all maintain those jobs that were there in 1950. We have to look forward at a country that goes forward, is competitive, and can take its place in the modern world. And that is the change and the direction that we need to look at. We need to be innovative, we need to work off our strengths, and we need to look forward, not look backwards. Our public don't want us to look backwards, they want us to give them that direction going forward. And when you see the policies of the opposition, they're all negative policies. They want to tax those people that are earning income. They want to increase the taxes on those people earning income. And we will see that later in the year when they come up with their tax policy. They want to tax and tax and tax. And then they say that they're bringing this, the parental policy, the best start policy that they came in. That is a policy that is a trick for New Zealanders. Most New Zealanders will not get it because we didn't know the detail until two days later. Even Mr Cunliffe didn't know the details until 2 days later, which counted out basically half the people that would be getting paid parental leave. And now And now, when you actually bring the taxes in that will go on those middle-income earners to pay for these policies, there will be nothing in it for them. They will actually be losing money to pay for more money to be spent on the core vote that the Labor Party seeks to get. That's not a progressive policy. That's not a future-forward policy that looks at building a stronger economy or country. That's a policy of going backwards and trying to keep people under the control of a government. And that's where the Labor Party stands, and they have always stood that way. You'll hear things about minimum wage, and even the Green Party will talk about living wages and things like that. How the government of the day will suddenly be able to tell people how they can, what the income level should be, and then make it work will be great to see. I'd like to see where they sit that number, and because the Green Party has certainly got a higher number than the Labor Party is what they see the minimum wage should be, and where that will actually go in the end is something that is yet to be seen. When you look at the other party on the other side there, you've got the New Zealand First Party, and that's an anti-immigration party that is against the changing face of New Zealand. It is a party that is stuck in the past. It does not understand the future of this country going forward, and it is disgraceful that we have a party like that in this parliament that says the things it does and attacks those New Zealanders that come in here and build their future in this country, and that party should be ashamed of what it says. And it is a disgrace to this parliament that they say those things when we have a country that will go forward, and those people that come here and migrate here to build this country stronger should be encouraged. We should be encouraging those people. We should be rewarding them for making the choice to come to New Zealand, and we should be making it easier for people to make that choice and not listen to the 1950s rhetoric of a party that has no understanding of a modern world going forward. Then the Green Party are here, the Green Party that use that mantra of the clean green image that they stand for. The Green Party doesn't stand for environmental reasons. The Green Party is the far left of socialism in this parliament. They seek to have a socialist agenda. Communism is too good a word for the Green Party. They are to the far left of socialism, and they will not be successful. Look at the countries around the world that have gone left in recent years, France and Australia, and how are those two economies doing? They are in the mire because they've listened to the people that are talking of the past policies that you see from the Labor and Greens. When you look at countries that are going forward, they have been progressive, right to centre-right governments that are looking at building a stronger economy, giving everybody the opportunity through the education system and making sure that we look after all New Zealanders regardless of their country of origin. Thank you, Mr Speaker.
I call the Honourable Phil Goff.
Speaker, I've spent the afternoon in the House listening